Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you've ever felt drained after arguing with someone you care about, or worse, felt like you lost yourself trying to win, then this video is for you. Because here's a truth nobody talks about openly. You don't have to win every argument. In fact, the moment you feel compelled to win is often the moment you start losing your energy, your calm, and even your confidence. The real victory doesn't happen in the words you say. It happens in the energy you leave behind. And that's the energy women, partners, and people in general actually notice. Most men have been conditioned to believe that being right equals being strong. You've been told that if you can out-argue, out-debate, or outsmart someone, you've won. But here's the twist. Women, and most humans, don't respond to winning words. They respond to your presence, your control, and your calm authority. Your energy is a silent signal of your strength, and if you're investing it into proving yourself, you're giving away the very thing that makes you magnetic, respected, and ultimately powerful. Think about the last time you argued, whether it was over something small, like where to eat, or something big, like a disagreement over values. Did the other person actually change their mind because of your argument? Or did you just feel exhausted afterward? Chances are you left feeling tense, resentful, maybe even bitter. That tension is expensive. It costs your emotional bandwidth. It's the energy drain that makes you feel like you're stuck in a battle instead of living freely. Winning energy means understanding that sometimes silence speaks louder than words. Sometimes letting go of the need to be right demonstrates more strength than proving a point ever could. When you maintain your composure, when you carry yourself with unshakable calm, you signal something far deeper than intellect. You signal mastery over yourself. Women feel it, people feel it, and this is where the real transformation begins. When you stop trading energy for validation, you become the man who doesn't chase respect. He naturally commands it. So if you've been fighting to win arguments, I want you to pause and reflect. What if the real power isn't in what you say, but in how you carry yourself afterward? What if every argument you lose in words is actually a victory in presence, in energy, in emotional control? That idea alone has the potential to shift your relationships, your confidence, and your life. And that's exactly what we're diving into today. Here's the thing most men don't realize. Every interaction, every disagreement, every heated conversation is really a test of energy, not intellect. Women, consciously or not, read your energy before they hear your words. Your tone, your presence, your patience, or lack of it, tells them more about your character than your argument ever could. And the sad truth is, most men waste hours, days, even weeks, trying to prove a point that nobody really needed them to prove. Meanwhile, the energy you expend in that fight is never coming back. Think about how you feel after an argument. That knot in your chest, the tightness in your jaw, the replaying of every word in your head. That is energy being drained. And here's the harsh truth. Energy lost in a fight is energy you can't use to attract, to create, to lead. Winning a debate might give you temporary satisfaction, but losing control of your energy will always leave a scar. Women instinctively sense that scar. They feel it in your hesitations, your defensiveness, your need to justify yourself. No argument, no matter how clever, can replace lost energy. The men who truly stand out are the ones who understand this subtle, almost invisible dynamic. They don't argue to win, they navigate to maintain their energy. When someone challenges them, they pause, they breathe, and they choose the response that keeps their calm, their presence, and their power intact. They don't need to prove anything. Their energy does the talking. And here's the magic. When you consistently operate from this place, you don't just avoid unnecessary fights. You start influencing people in ways arguments could never achieve. Women notice this immediately. They feel safety, attraction, and trust in a man who controls his energy, even in tension. So how do you do it? First, start seeing arguments as energy exchanges, not battles of intellect. Second, learn to pause before reacting. Third, recognize that walking away or staying silent doesn't mean surrender, it means control. Every time you choose presence over proving, you reinforce your internal power and your external magnetism. You become untouchable, not because you're smarter, but because you are unshakable. Here's the kicker most men never grasp. The world is full of people trying to steal your energy. Every debate, every criticism, every attempt to manipulate your mind is really an attempt to drain your presence. Once you realize this, you start valuing your energy more than your ego. And that is where real transformation begins. You stop chasing arguments and start attracting respect, trust, and admiration effortlessly. Now let's get real, because this is where most men fail without even realizing it. You can understand the concept of energy versus argument all you want, but until you truly internalize it, nothing changes. Here's the truth. The moment you care more about being right than being calm, you are giving away your power. Every defensive word, every sharp retort, every urge to correct someone chips away at your presence. Women, and honestly people in general, sense this vulnerability instantly. They may not call it out, but they feel it, and it subtly shifts how they respond to you. To change this, you have to shift your mental framework entirely. Instead of thinking about winning or losing, think about conserving, projecting, and controlling your energy. Ask yourself, is my response here increasing my presence or decreasing it? Is it showing mastery or insecurity? This alone rewires your interactions. When you begin to respond with controlled energy rather than heated words, you start creating an invisible aura of authority. It's quiet, subtle, but unmistakably powerful. People notice it, even if they can't articulate why they're drawn to you or why they respect you more. Here's a mental exercise I want you to try. The next time a disagreement arises, instead of preparing your rebuttal, prepare your calm. Take 3 deep breaths. Observe your emotions without judgment. Then respond or don't respond, based on maintaining your energy, not proving your point. You'll be surprised at how disarming this is. Women instinctively gravitate toward men who can maintain composure under pressure. They see it as strength. They feel it as security. And when you operate from this level, arguments begin to lose their grip over you entirely. Another thing most men miss is the role of timing. Energy is strongest when it's measured and intentional. Rushing to correct someone immediately may feel satisfying, but it often signals impatience, frustration, or even desperation. By holding your energy, by choosing silence or a deliberate, measured response, you signal mastery. You show that you are not reactive, you are deliberate. And deliberate energy has magnetic pull. Finally, understand this. Conserving energy is not passive. It's strategic. It's not weakness. It's strength masked in calm. Every time you resist the urge to argue, to explain, to justify, you are building a reservoir of energy that you can deploy when it truly matters. This is how you become the man who isn't just respected in conversations, but admired in presence. You aren't chasing approval. You are naturally commanding it, simply by how you carry yourself, not by what you say. Here's something most men will never realize. Women, consciously or unconsciously, test your energy constantly. It's not about the argument itself. It's about observing how you respond under pressure. Every question, every pushback, every subtle challenge is a probe into your presence, your composure, and your emotional control. And the shocking truth is, most men fail these tests without even noticing. They respond from ego, frustration, or the need to be right. And in doing so, they reveal weakness they didn't even know they had. Think about it. Have you ever been in a conversation where a woman challenges you and you feel that knot of defensiveness rising? That's exactly the moment your energy is being tested. And here's the kicker. The more you fight to win, the more you drain yourself, and the more attractive she perceives you to be less. Women are drawn not to winning arguments, but to stability, confidence, and calm authority. These are the traits that signal security, not victory in words. Understanding this changes everything. Instead of approaching interactions with the goal of winning her over or proving yourself, shift your focus to projecting consistent, high-value energy. Pause, listen, breathe, hold your presence, respond selectively, if at all. This isn't about hiding your thoughts. It's about prioritizing your energy over validation. Every time you resist the urge to react impulsively, you are sending a powerful signal. You are unshakable, composed, and in control. And that kind of energy, it's magnetic. It's the energy that women subconsciously track and admire. Here's another layer most men overlook. Silence is often more powerful than explanation. When you resist the need to justify, to clarify, or to argue your point, you create space. That space is where attraction grows. She feels the calm, she notices the control, and she begins to mirror it unconsciously. Your energy sets the tone. The less reactive you are, the more space she feels to lean into your presence. Every moment you stay centered, every pause you allow, strengthens your position without a single word. So the secret is simple, yet counterintuitive. Don't compete for her mind. Compete for your own presence. Protect your energy like it's currency, because in truth, it is. Arguments will come and go, but the energy you maintain in those moments is what defines your influence, your respect, and your attraction. Women and people in general will sense that strength immediately, even if you never say a single word to prove it. Now, let's get practical, because understanding the concept of energy over arguments is one thing, but applying it consistently is where most men fail. This isn't about occasional moments of control. It's about making it a lifestyle, a default state of being. You have to train your mind and your presence to operate at a level where arguments no longer shake you, where disagreements don't trigger defensiveness, frustration, or ego-driven responses, where your calm energy becomes your silent, irresistible influence. Start with awareness. Before responding to any provocation, pause and check in with yourself. Ask, am I responding from energy or ego? Am I protecting my presence or proving my point? This pause might feel uncomfortable at first, but it rewires your brain. It teaches your nervous system that your energy is more valuable than validation. Every time you pause, you reinforce control over yourself, and control over yourself equals influence over others. Next, master selective responses. Not every statement, challenge, or disagreement requires your input. Some things are best left unsaid. You're not avoiding confrontation. You're strategically choosing where to deploy your energy. Think of your energy as currency. Every word costs, and once it's spent, you can't get it back. High-value men spend it carefully, not recklessly. This doesn't make you weak, it makes you magnetic, because restraint signals confidence. Another critical strategy is emotional detachment. This doesn't mean you stop caring, it means you stop reacting unconsciously. Train yourself to observe without immediately acting. Detach from the need to control the outcome of every argument. Instead, focus on controlling your own energy, maintaining your calm, and responding only when it serves you or preserves your presence. Over time, this detachment becomes natural and it's profoundly attractive. Finally, cultivate internal validation. Too often, men argue because they need external approval. They need to feel right. Shift that need inward. When your self-worth is rooted in your own standards rather than the approval of others, arguments lose their grip. Your energy becomes unassailable. Women sense this immediately. They feel security, strength, and attraction, even when no words are exchanged. The point is this: when you prioritize energy over arguments, you transform yourself. You stop being reactive, you stop being drained, and you start being magnetic. Your influence grows, your relationships deepen, and your presence commands respect effortlessly. You no longer argue to prove. You operate to preserve your power, your calm, and your energy. That shift alone can change the trajectory of your life. Here's the ultimate truth that most men will never hear. Energy is the silent language of attraction, influence, and respect. Words come and go, debates are fleeting, but the energy you project lingers. It follows you into every room, every conversation, every relationship. And the moment you truly understand this, the way you approach life, love, and interaction changes forever. You stop competing with words. You start commanding presence. You stop chasing approval. You become magnetic simply by being yourself. Imagine a world where you no longer feel compelled to argue, defend, or justify, where every interaction, every disagreement, and every challenge becomes an opportunity to reinforce your presence rather than expend it. That world exists, and it starts the moment you decide that energy matters more than victory. Women and everyone around you notice this instinctively. They feel it in your calm, in your confidence, in your restraint. Your energy speaks louder than any argument ever could. Here's the psychological truth few men grasp. When you control your energy, you control perception. People, especially women, respond to your stability more than your logic. They respect men who are unshakable, who don't react out of ego, who maintain composure when others lose theirs. That control signals dominance without arrogance, strength without aggression, and attraction without effort. The more you master this, the less the world can shake you, and the more the world respects, follows, and desires your presence. So how do you internalize this permanently? First, every day, practice awareness. Notice when your ego wants to take over and redirect that impulse into calm. Second, cultivate silence and selective response. Not every word requires a reaction. Third, root your self-worth internally. Validation comes from mastery over your energy, not external approval. Finally, commit to presence over argument consistently until it becomes your default state. This is how a man becomes unshakable, magnetic, and respected, not through words, but through energy. Remember, winning arguments is temporary. Winning energy is permanent. Every time you preserve your calm, every time you resist the urge to prove, every time you act from presence rather than ego, you are winning in the only way that matters. Relationships deepen, influence grows, and attraction becomes effortless. This is your real power, the quiet, unspoken mastery that most men never discover. But once you do, it changes everything. So start today. Protect your energy. Choose calm over conflict. Let your presence speak, and watch as the world responds. This is how you stop chasing approval and start commanding it effortlessly. You don't have to win arguments, because when you master your energy, you win life itself.